One of the powerful things about it is, on the one hand, you have the and I enter it from that perspective of the Coyolxauhqui Stone and having a deep familiarity with that, and understanding that there's this oscillation between the deep history and the symbolic meaning of that sculpture, but also that moment of historic specificity, when it was made, what that meant at that moment in time. And so I think when I see the factory names that are listed, Sony and all that, and it's referencing this very specific moment in time in the mid-early 90s after the adoption of NAFTA and the North American Free Trade Agreement, and this increase of activity on the border that drew in, as that kind of industrialization often does, drew in poor women from rural communities into urban centers to become part of these factories, to work in these factories. And I think even just understanding that specific context of the 1990s, places her work on the one hand in that moment, in a kind of like, wait, is this free trade thing really working out well for everybody? Kind of moment, as well as the deeper history of what happens at the U.S.-Mexico border, what has happened at the U.S.-Mexico border, histories of industrial extraction and pollution, and how corporations and the political elites in U.S. and Mexico, in the United States and Mexico, so often pay attention to their own interests at the expense of the people that they purportedly serve.